Hello, and today we're going to do a review on the Swagtron e-bike EB7 Elite bicycle. I'm going to go through the basic information. It has 16 inches wheels. As you can see, it's not like just the tiny wheels. It has disc brakes both on the front and the back. It's foldable. The bike itself weighs around like 42 pounds, so it's not like terribly heavy. It's not necessarily light either. It has a 350 watt engine, which is actually pretty nice. It's very small. It's down here. It's sealed into the rim of the back tire, so it's not actually like separated, and it's not it's waterproof, so that actually is pretty good. As you can see over there, it says 36 volts, 350 watts engine. So it has a lithium battery that it goes right in here in the middle when it gets foldable. I'll show you when I open it. The handlebar folds down and the bike folds in the middle, and then either you can drop the bike, the seat down or not. The front light is pretty actually nice. I have done a few night rides and actually it's pretty bright. It does not have a backlight, as you can see, so that's something that you have to be careful and have in mind. You probably have to put your own one in the back of your helmet or your backpack. I'll show you a ride where it shows the speeds, but the bike, I do recommend you use a helmet. It does go, the manufacturing manual says that the top speed on mode 3 is 18.6 miles per hour. I have been able to get 19.5 miles per hour, so that's quite a speed. If you know, you have any problems, you better be having a helmet and be careful with how you ride it. Like I was saying, the computer is pretty bright and actually pretty straightforward. Once you turn it on, you hold the power button and it turns on. As you can see, it's very easy to see, very bright even during the day. It has a power bar on the right, and then the gears, the miles. If you hit the power button again, it just kind of cycles through the trips and other options that you have, time of the ride, and it goes back to there. If you hold the plus button, you can see that it turns the light on, and if you hold it back again, it will turn it off. It technically has 4 gears, 4 modes. 0 is no assist at all. Then you have 1 that it goes out to around 12 miles per hour, 12.1. 2, it goes around 14.6, and 3, it goes around 18.6. I actually, right when the battery is charged and it's fresh, I've been able to get 19.5 as well for a few minutes. Then it just kind of drops down. Also, once you hit the your gas, the accelerator, and you hold it for 5 seconds, the cruise control will kick in, and that's a pretty handy option, so you don't have to be holding the gas all the time. I'll show you that once we get going. So I'll put it back on 1. Check around, and there we go. So that's mode 1, and if you can see the little clock on top of the 12. That's the cruise control. So you just let go of the gas and it just holds the speed. So that's 1, around 12.1. And now we're going to go 2. And here, and there hits the cruise control around 14.6, like I was telling. And now we're going to go the last one, 3. And there it goes, 3, and we're going to try 3 and see how fast it goes. And that's the 18.6. That's what the user's manual recommends. Like I said, depending on like the wind strength, assumptions like there we go, 19.5. So it can get up to that speed. The manufacturer's manual says only 18.6, but it can go even faster than that. Like I was saying, those are like the modes and the speeds that they have in base of the user's manuals, and also the tests that I've done. The bike, the manual says that the bike range is around 15.5 miles. I was actually able to get between 20 and 22 using mode 3 all the time. So it's not like I was using mode 1 and being like skimpy or kind of like trying to save energy. No, I used like mode 3 like flat out from the beginning. I was not wanting to do any effort, and actually I was able to get consistently 20-25 miles per charge. Now that 2022, it was like almost to battery drainage. I mean, actually the battery was blinking that it was like pretty much out of juice, and it went all the time. Now the bike, it does have an adjusting speed in base of power. Like I was saying, you do get 19.5 miles per hour when the battery is charged early on, but as the battery starts dropping off, probably like all the way to the midpoint, almost to the last bar, it does still reach the 18.6, but eventually it starts kind of adjusting. Then it kind of does stays around 17 when it starts on the drop in the last quarter. Percentage of the battery, it drops around like 17, and then maybe once you're on the last bar, it adjusts and it stays around like the 16 miles per hour. But all that is subject to weather conditions and if you're carrying something with you or not. I'll show you something very neat. The bike is actually really fun to ride. It's perfect for commuting. It's perfect for example, if you're going to an event, if you're like the type of that it goes to like a, I don't know, a sporting event like a marathon, or you're going like to watch a show. It's very easy. Like you can see, the tires are bolted, so anyway you can like tighten it back through here. This is actually a solid handle, and you can tighten it up so you don't have any issues, so it doesn't get stolen, obviously. One thing that I've done with the bike myself is, like, for example, I put the seat as high as I've been able. I'm around 6 feet, 179 pounds. The manufacturer's manual recommend that the bike height or the person height, it goes only until 5'10", and I'm 5'6", and I am a little bent, but I'm mostly comfortable. I don't have any issues. I don't have knee pains or back pains. I've seen videos where people like around 6'2", they're able to use the bike still, but to be honest, anything over 6, it probably it is a hit and miss. It's totally up to you how flexible you are, but you start like kind of bending over more than you want. Like your back, it kind of bends over just because the handlebars do not adjust in height. This one over here, it helps you to adjust, to rotate the bars like up and down, and depending how you like it. These guys like kind of move to see if like how you prefer that, but the handlebars do not adjust in height, only the seat. The pedals and everything else, it's like just plastic, very light, nothing fancy, so you just have to treat it with careful. Here you have a very simple charging import. It's just like almost like they take from a regular laptop, and the indicator is of the light, whatever the charge status is on the battery pack itself on the charger. It has a green light when you hook it up on the power jack. Once you hook it up on the bicycle, it turns red, and once it finishes charging, it turns like back into green. For the ones that have a very good eye for observing things, you're probably wondering what that is, and that it doesn't come with the bike, and that's why I was going to just share that this bike is actually really neat and more powerful than everybody probably thinks. It's not a fancy bike, but for the price is $599 on Amazon, and I think on the website from the manufacturer it's also for the same price. It has more power than actually it believes, but like anything these days, I think it could be a hit and miss. I may have like gone on like a pretty good bike with a good engine and battery power. Maybe other bikes are not the same, but I had to say that it has more pull and more power than I was expecting. So what that is a pet trailer hookup. So I have, and I'll show you a picture, I have a pet trailer that I purchased. I actually remove the bolt that is here, and I added the pet trailer hookup in there, and it doesn't affect the bike, it doesn't affect the tire, how it's tied. It actually is very secure and it has not moved since I installed it, and that's what I wanted to share. The pet trailer is around 20-25 pounds. It's not a necessarily light thing to pull, and then my dog, it weighs around 55-60 pounds. So I have hooked up that thing plus the pet, so you're talking about like easily like 80 pounds, 90 pounds maybe, because sometimes we put things on the pet trailer for the dog and some other things in there because it has like pockets. So you could be talking about between 80 and 90 pounds. So the bike is 42 pounds, I weigh 179 plus another 90 pounds pulling the thing. The manufacturer's manual says that do not, the maximum weight is like that it could handle is 220 pounds. I honestly tried that and I had no issues. It does not probably like the lower modes. If you try the 1 and 2, it probably doesn't like it because the engine, it has kind of like the pet trailer, it has like that springs. There is a spring that it goes, once you hook it there is a spring that it kind of helps with the back and forward movement. That spring movement, it creates like a false, like a start for the engine, and the engine sometimes it has a little hard time engaging on the lower mode. So I always go in number 3 if I'm pulling that, and it has no major issues. And when I'm pulling that, I've been able to cruise easily around like still 18 miles per hour, to be honest. And so I was very impressed. I still can go for like almost like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I never ran out of power when pulling that, my dog. So it's a really impressive thing. Like I said, it's a really fun ride. It has no issues whatsoever pulling that I myself. And depending how much you want to pedal and which mode you're going to go, like I was saying, you can get either 20 miles. I've been able to go consistently riding for like over an hour, and it has no issues whatsoever. The seat is very comfortable, really cushioning, really big, and it's like it has like a good anatomic there. So I have no issues with that. I'm going to try to fold the bike right now, so I can show you like how it looks folded, and then I'll try to show you a picture how it looks in the back of my car. So as you can see, I have not lowered the seat, but that's how the bike it looks folded. You can see that it folds the pedals, and it basically folds in half, and you just can grab it from the handle and just carry it or like load it anywhere depending where you go. Like I was saying, the battery is here. You just pull like this like latch over here, and it pulls the battery out. You can you have to unlock it first. It has like a key that it comes with the bike. Every bike has its own key. You just put it there unlocked, and then you just pull the battery out. The reason of that is if you can go on their website and buy additional batteries if you're like planning to do a long ride. Also, if you're like commuting to work or anything like that, and you need to leave the bike somewhere else and you cannot take it up with you, you can pull the battery as a safety measure, and then you also can like charge the battery directly with a charger. It has a hookup as well, so that's the reason why it has it that way. As you can see, the bike is like very easy to like fold, very small. You just can drive from here and just carry it. Just have in mind it's still like a 42-pound bicycle, so it's still going to have like some strength that you have to do. To fold it is pretty straightforward. I'll try to get close here and show you. It has a latch over here with a little like
locked in there. You just have to push the lock up, close the bike, just put it, and that's it. It just latches. The same with the top section of the handlebar. It just goes up, and it has a little latch over here that it goes. You just can pull the latch up, and it locks us in place. And that's it. The pedals are also like, they can fold out. When you fold them in, you just have to push it in, fold it, and they just fold. When you just have to unfold them, you just turn them back out, and that's it. That's it.
Also, the bike is very easy to ride. If it's like, as you can see, if I have no power absolutely on, and either you run out of power, you still can ride the bicycle very easy. It doesn't have gears, so it'll just be one straight gear, but you still can move. It's not a hard bike to move or pedal, so it'll just take a little bit longer time to just get you whatever destinations you're trying to reach. And as you can see, I'm like riding on a gravel road and I'm having no issues. Next, we're going to just do like incline test on this gravel. These two ones have a pretty good steep ride. I'm just going to turn it on. I'm not like really cruising or taking much of speed. I'm going to put them in mode 3, and I'm going to try to see if I can like go up just with the gas before I can try to just pedal. So at the moment I'm not pedaling. It's still in mode 3, 7.5 miles per hour, but it's doing all this just on its own. I have no pedal at all, and it's going to make it. So it does have a pretty good amount of power to just ride, and now we're like up on the levee. So that was the test of the incline. Like I mentioned, the manufacturer manuals, it states that it can go up 25, an incline of 25%, and that's what it can handle before either you can pedal or not. I have done similar things like that one pedaling, and it's like really effortless. You don't have to do much effort. I did that one without pedaling at all, but if you want to pedal, it probably will be faster, easier for the engine, and you'll do it faster. One thing, and you probably heard it right now when I was like stopping, one thing that I found in the two bikes that I have is that the brakes do squeak a lot. I don't know why. I have not tried to clean them yet. I'm going to try to clean them and see if that probably helps. But in both bikes, especially the front brake, it just squeaks a lot, and that would be the only thing that I found on the bike that is not like perfect. If not everything else, it has a meet or exceed expectations big time, since they were not the numbers that I have been showing you are much better than the manufacturer recommends overall. So anyway, this is what I have so far. I'll just keep playing with it. As you can see, on a gravel road, the tires are pretty strong. They do require air. They are not solid rubber or solid plastic of any kind. That helps a little bit with the cushion. You do have a like you saw before in the video, it does have a spring or like a suspension on the back seat that it helps a little bit, but it doesn't have one on the front. So when you hit something hard by mistake, you'll feel it on the front, and even in the back as well. You'll feel it everywhere in your body. So it's still, you have to be cautious that it's not a full suspension bike, so it won't absorb everything without any issues.